Yo YouTube everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through a new French La Liga hybrid I kind of made for the One League Nation. I think it was a friendly objective, and then I was like, you know what, it's not a bad team, so I decided to use it my division rivals, and yeah, it was a pretty fun team. So let's get right into it. Starting off in goal, looking at this team now, actually on the paper, it's basically a French team, but you know, a couple of changes if you guys want to make, we'll kind of go through this. Starting off, I've actually sold the players now because I don't have this team anymore, but let's still go through it and break it down. Starting off with Magnan in goal, really solid keeper, coming in about 18,000 coins, and I don't think you're going to complain with this goalkeeper. For me, biggest thing was the chemistry links. What does he have here? Okay, deflector. But yeah, goalkeepers for me, they're pretty standard. They do what they need to do, pretty similar. However, it just always comes down to chemistry, and yeah, for me, the best French keeper in the game. Obviously, that wasn't an icon, so that's what we went with. Then on the right back, we went with Koundé to start this one off. Now, this is the first player that I think could be a centre-back, and I think he was better as a centre-back. This really came down to the budget for me, so I would say play Koundé as your centre-back, but let's do what I did, and then we'll kind of talk through my decision-making. Then we actually had Tukameni in, so I'm going to show you guys what I would do if you guys have the budget, and also if you guys are maybe lower on coins, we'll also go through that as well. So starting off, he does come out as a CDM, so we have to quickly get him in right here. He's a really good card, considering he's what's it called, considering he's not even a centre back, he's a CDM. Really solid card. I was a bit, you know, hesitant at first to play him, but you can see he's played over 100 games for me. Really good card, and I actually do like him with a centre back. I didn't know how he would play there, but does a great job, and you can see from his stats he's actually a good centre back. So the first thing I personally would do is have him there. Maybe have Koundé there. Again, if you guys have the budget, what I would say is getting like a Saliba in. If you can get a Saliba in, you're chilling. And there's also that Varane card as well. So it really just depends on your budget. But a couple of other options we could have if we go through. So if you do have the budget, I would say get Saliba in. Absolutely. If you don't have the budget, I would say if you can get Konate, and you can see I've got an evolution of him. He is insane. This Konate card, really good. I forgot what evolution it was, which isn't very helpful. That's on me, but there was an evolution I did at the start of the game. I got him to a pretty good card, so I would recommend trying something like that. And but yeah, then we go to the right back. We're going to keep him there for now because that's how we had him in game. In at the left back, there's a couple of options. So you can see we actually did end up packing Mendy, so I would have Mendy in my team now. If you guys have a bit more of a budget, I believe he's like 100k around that area. But yeah, instead what I ended up having, and I'm actually very happy with this, was a carrot. I can't say it, but really good card. Probably the best card in the team in terms of value for money. I was so surprised. Excellent card. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. You don't really need that as a defender, but such a good card. If you guys are looking at a left back, I really recommend it. I looked at the card, like 50 strength and all stuff. I was like, I don't think she'll be good as a fullback, but she surprised me. She did really good. If not, I would recommend playing her as a left mid, and you'll be surprised. She's a really good card, really good winger or fullback, whatever you guys are going with. Again, quite flexible there. If I was sticking to a French squad, like I mentioned, I'll probably go for, if you have the money, Varane or Saliba. If you don't have the money, Upamecano. For me personally, this was my team I put into division rivals. So because I had, you know, an untradeable, I went for Carragher, but I wouldn't recommend him in this. Oh, okay, the servers have kicked me out. Not ideal. Let's quickly jump back on. Yo, I'm mid video, but why would you kick me out mid recording? You know how messed up that is? Nice little rush promo. Let's quickly go through. Bro, they actually messed me up there. Let's have a look at these cards. Anyone that would get in this squad, well, Tukameni would, obviously Mbappe would get in the French team, but besides that, this is a nice team, bro. I've not packed any of these. It's just kind of trolly. I want to really try that De Bruyne card, man. Anyways, we're back in the squad. They kicked me out. It's all good though. We're back in it. So like, okay, bro, they erased everything. Yo, they're trolling me. Yeah, trolling me. Let's quickly run through that again. So like I said, this was actually for the One Nation, and then I decided to just, you know, change it a little bit for my division rival teams. So we went through. We had Magnan in goal. We had Koundé as my right back. You can see there's not really any other right backs. Again, Gusto, if you got the coins. If you don't, it's a bit of a weird one, the right back. I would probably recommend going with someone that's not French, to be honest with you. Like I said, I would go for Upamecano there, or Konate. I didn't say Upamecano earlier, but him or Konate for a cheaper option. Absolutely solid centre backs. And then I had Tukameni there. Great card, about 20,000 coins. You won't regret him. Like I said, other centre back, feel free to experiment. Me personally, we're going with Carragher because I've got him untradeable, and you know, feel free to use your untradeable cards. Why not? Then we go to the left back. Same left back. I'm happy with this one. Like I said, Mendy if you've got the coins. Then we go through to the midfielders. For me, Thuram absolutely insane midfield. I would recommend going for this card. The way I looked at it was I did my other squad build. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, this is my current team, but we went with Bonmati and Bellingham, right? So you want some really solid midfielders that can be box to box and do everything, and I think Thuram covers that. You look at this card, 6'4". The weak foot skill moves didn't really mean too much to me because I used him more of a box to box defensive midfielder, like kind of holding a bit more, and you can see his stats, just really good stuff there, and high 80s and basically everything. For me, it was a great card. I had it as a box to box, absolutely flawless card for me in the midfield. I would recommend doing his SPC. I don't know if it's still up there. It's about 70,000 coins, and I think you won't regret it. In at the right hand side here, we went with Gaora, I believe her name is, and this card, I saw a lot of people say she plays like Kante back in the day, right? This is what I saw on Twitter. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a go, you know, see how the card was. Really solid card. One of those cards where you look at the stats, it looks good. She looks good, but you don't know how good she's going to be. Really good card. I was surprised. She actually scored a few long shots as well for me, but a really good card. I highly recommend using her. So in my midfield, I was very happy with them. As a box-to-box duo, it comes in about 75k, and really did a good job, especially for the price. They were great job. Then we go through, and again, if I was sticking to a French team, this is what I would have done. If you guys don't have to, this is just for the one league nation. If I was sticking to a French team, what I would have done is this. I would have looked at my French fullbacks. Me personally, because I got Mendy, I would have stuck Mendy in, and I would have called it a day there, and then I would have had Couchu in my left mid, right? But because I wasn't sticking to just a French team, because I mixed it up slightly, again, if you want, you could go for like the same maximum. Maybe if you got a special card, could be a good card in. But what I decided to do was I went in and I actually wanted to use Nico Williams in this squad. So this was actually before this speed boost got patched, and he was an unbelievable card. I've used him after. He's still good. He is still good. I would recommend getting him. He's around 70,000 coins, and for me, just not even the weak foot, nothing crazy, like just his pace down the wing is so electric, especially in a 4-4-2, which is my favorite formation this year. Having someone like, again, he was a bit more broken before with the rapid plus, but even now, really good card. I actually put him an inside forward as well, plus. Insane card. He plays like a left cam for you with a 5-star weak foot. Definitely a great option there. In at the right, we had another Frenchman. This time is going to be Dembele. Really good card. Quite happy with him. I actually tried him in the cam spot as well, and he was great in both spots. He was great in the cam spot, great in the midfield spot. He was great overall. So the winger spot, just a really solid card. He comes in about 100,000 coins. Not bad card, not bad card at all. You look through, I put him on like a hunter, and he just did everything. 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. He's always been a solid card, and for me, he was no different this year. Again, with the speed boost before, he was actually more broken, but he's always been a really good card. And you can see, if you have him as a cam, he's got the playmaker. The only thing with the right mid, he doesn't have any playstyle like role pluses, which is a little bit annoying, but I would recommend him. My two wingers together cost about 200,000 coins maximum, like maybe like 170. Really good value there. So that's my midfield done. Then we went to the strikers. So in at our left striker position, it's not actually a starting striker, it's actually a right winger. It's going to be Diani, who can also play the striker position. Good card. I wasn't sure how to play it. If I had this card, you know, I think it'll be a lot better. Definitely a nice little upgrade there. But this card wasn't bad. You get it for about 20, I think 30,000 coins currently, roughly around that. Not a bad card at all. I think Griezmann was a lot better, who's going to be our final player. But not a bad card at all. So let's go through and get Griezmann in, and then we can go into some highlights. But this is going to be the squad on paper, whereas Griezmann, there you go. So Griezmann was one of those cards where I didn't know how good he'll be, but unbelievable. We're going to definitely do, I think we've done a Griezmann player review. Yeah, we've done a Griezmann review already. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. But the Finesse Shot Plus makes him such a good card. So what I wanted is I wanted some runners in behind. That's why I wanted some pace at my wingers. You see, you've got Williams and Dembele. You have Diani, who can play that forward line, play that advanced forward role. Then we have Griezmann just coming in a little bit deeper, going for those long shot finesses. This is the team on paper. Really good stuff. We're going to check out some gameplay now. So this team comes out right now on FUTBIN at 630,000 coins. So I would say you can definitely replace Carragher, go down a little bit. So I'm going to call this around a 600,000 coin squad right here. So this is a 600,000 coin, a little bit of a hybrid, mainly a French team. Again, you can definitely change up some players here and there. But if I was to save a little bit of coins here, go on a bit of a budget, this is what I personally would do. I would keep it like that. Let's say we're not going purely French. What I would actually do for now is I have Konate in. It really depends, because Koundé was a good right back for me. But I think as a centre back, he was excellent. So it really depends. If you've got another right back, right? Let's say you have another right back, I would play Koundé there as centre back and then get another right back. But if you're happy with this, this is how I would go. And yeah, I think it's a really good team. Let's get right into the game. There we are, checking out some gameplay from the team. Let's go through, starting off with the goalkeeper. Like I mentioned, goalkeepers, you kind of just going for chemistry, so nothing crazy to speak about there. I think he, did a good job. Then we go to our fullback, the left back. For me, amazing value. Like I mentioned kind of in the preview, just a really solid card. You're not going to get many mistakes. I think defensively, a little bit weaker than you probably want, but as a fullback, I think it worked out okay for me. She was more of an offensive option, and I thought she was a great option as well because I could put her in the left mid. Just really versatile. I would recommend her. However, as you improve, as you get more coins, if you're looking for more of an upgrade, I would recommend going for Mendy. I have Mendy now on my new team, and he's a very good card. I know he comes at a bit of a price gap, but Mendy's definitely a great option there. Then we go through our centre backs. Like I mentioned, we're not going to talk about Carragher. He's just going to be a filling player for me in a couple of my squad reviews, simply because of coins. I like to save coins where I can to maximize in other areas, but I have used Upamecano. He's a good card, but that Kanate evolution card for me was a really good option. So if you're trying to save coins, I would recommend Upamecano and Kanate. If you want to try Tukameni, I would recommend him. He's a great player for me. He still gets in my squad, and yeah, just overall great value there. If you want to up the price a bit, I would say get Koundé centre back with maybe a Saliba or Varane. It really depends on your budget, but there's definitely a good amount of centre backs you can use from the France nation, and you'll be good regardless of your coin balance. Then we go through to the right back. Koundé for me, excellent card. Again, I've said it many times, but him centre back, unbelievable. But the versatility he offers at right back is still a great option. Then we go through to the midfield. We got Gaoro, and who was our other midfielder? Thuram, that's it. Honestly, I'm comparing them to Bellingham and Bonmati here, which is a great comparison, and I think they did a great job for me. Box to box, they did everything. They were up there, they were down, they were just a really good balanced midfield. If you're looking at options here, I think, but honestly, I don't think replacing them is really crucial. I think they're both very good cards. If you maybe haven't done the Thuram SBC, I would say try like a Tukameni in midfield. I think as a midfielder, it'll be good as well. Me personally, though, I think you need to do that SBC. And look at this card right here. Look at this Gaoro card. Like, scores as well as defends and goes up and down. Just a great solid card. You're seeing it in the gameplay, you're seeing it in stats. Really good midfield. I couldn't recommend the midfield more enough, to be honest with you. Then we go to the wingers. We have Dembele and Nico Williams. The Williams card, so good. It was so much better before the speed boost kind of got nerfed, but it's still a good card. It's just one of those where having rapid plus, like, his speed boost was so strong. I've used him a bit. I have used him a bit without the speed boost, like post patch. You can still do a speed boost, it's just not as smooth. And yeah, I still recommend him though. Still recommend him. The wingers have a lot of pace for me. That's what I wanted in my team. Then we go forward to our attackers, and you're seeing in the highlights now, Griezmann. What a card. If you guys have any team, I would recommend, if you guys are trying to sweat, trying to make it through champs and divisions, I would recommend having Griezmann in. I've used Haaland, I've used so many cards, I've used Smith, I've used Morgan, and I'm looking at purely coins per value. I'm thinking Griezmann's number one for me. For 100,000 coins, you are getting a clinical striker. Excellent on the ball, good runs, great AI movement with the play styles. He's got an unbelievable shot. His dribbling is clean. His pace is a little bit slow, but you don't even need it. With his card, the way it plays, you're seeing it right now. With his positioning and his AI movement, the pace for me wasn't an issue. And again, Gaora, another absolute screamer. Just an incredible card, incredible team. The only reason I got rid of this team was because I did the Morgan SPC and I wanted to upgrade a little bit. But overall, I think it was a fun little team. For about 600,000 coins, I'm just thinking, like, would I compete with Foot Champs with this team? A lot of these division games you're seeing now were Division 3, to be fair. This team got me from Division 4 to Division 3, and it actually did pretty decent Division 3 as well. So I think Division 3 is quite sweaty from my experience playing in it. So I would say that it did a good job. I think this team did a good job. I haven't had a chance to play with it in Champs because I did switch my team, but I think you can, you can make a good little running. And you're seeing right now, again, Griezmann gets the ball, goes in behind, and he just does such a good job. Like, even in these areas that you see, he's slowing it down, going through, beautiful ball into Dembele. Dembele, he's got the moves in the box, 5-star weak foot. He's going to put it at the back of the net. Overall, I'm going to give this team a solid 9 out of 10. Must-have players for me. Griezmann, must-have. Who else? Honestly, there's so many good players, but must-have for me is just Griezmann. I think in, like, purely must-have players to try out, I would say number one on my list is Griezmann. The rest of the team's great, but he's just so good. I mean, you're seeing in the highlights, Dembele kind of ripped the defense as well. You're seeing a lot of highlights with Dembele. The thing about Dembele's card for me is he was a very good winger, but we're looking at highlights, right? So it's, it's going to be the highlights of my gameplay, but sometimes I struggled to get him involved. I feel like for that right mid, he was a little bit deep and he wasn't really as impactful. But when I played him as a cam, I thought he was a lot more useful for me. But it just depends on your play style. I think if you're going to have a budget, I would recommend going with a striker. Somebody that maybe wasn't as good as I thought would be Diani. I've used Diani's card last year and I thought the card was really good. The card wasn't bad this year. It definitely wasn't bad. You're seeing it right here, you know, involved in the play. Definitely a good card, but I think if you have more of a budget, I would try to upgrade her. I think she's good for that low 30,000 coin mark, but you know, you want your strikers to be really, really powerful, scoring loads of goals. For me, Griezmann, even that 100,000 coins, he was performing like a 200, 300,000 coin striker. So for me, Griezmann's a must-have, and you can kind of go from there. But we're going to end that one there. Hope you guys did enjoy the squad review, and let me know what type of team you guys are looking for next. I've got a couple of ideas on the way. We do have a few player reviews as well that I'm a little bit behind on, so we're going to try and get them out as quick as possible. But yeah, if you have any specific players, specific squads, let me know. I'll try them out. Maybe comment them down below what type of team, or even if you guys want me to review your team, I'm down to do that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you guys for another one tomorrow. Peace.